Hey everyone, it's Too Big Kim from TwoBigWomenOnACouch.com. That's that social networking site where you'll find all kinds of activities going on for the plus size, former plus size women, and all of those who love us. The site has been revamped and it's pretty incredible. So come on over, bring your videos and come on into the forums and share your mind. Tell us what you're thinking. So look forward to seeing you over there. As you know, occasionally I'm working with some folks on YouTube to just broaden our conversations and get more information out there. And I've had the very good fortune, actually, to have met John, and we've done a video in the past. And he goes by Fitness Nomad on YouTube. Very important that you go check out his YouTube site as well. That's Fitness Nomad. And he's here with me today to talk about, well, what we all call stress management, but I think he's going to give us some new language for that as well. And I'm going to let you, John, just take it away, because today, in so many people's lives, there is so much stress. People are dealing with so much. We've got the economic times that we're going through, and that's certainly impacting a lot of people, individuals, and families. We've got folks that are suffering from various health issues and so forth. We've got financial issues. There's just so many things going on with people right now, and I think this topic is very timely. So I'm going to turn it over to you and give an introduction of how you want to present this. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Kim, and congratulations on the redo of the site.
Thank you.
Looks good. Good job.
Thank you.
Hello, everybody. This is John Ashworth, otherwise known as the Fitness Nomad. As Kim said, the YouTube channel is Fitness Nomad. And as Kim said, we're talking about what most of us kind of think of as stress management. And I don't really like that term because it doesn't really tell the full story. But I do feel like it's a very, very important concept for all the reasons that Kim described. And because when I'm working with clients, in the context that I work with them, trying to lose weight or just live better, be healthier and exercise more, eat better, at the root of being able to do that is being grounded, of being conscious and living with more intention. And the only way that you can really do that is if you are more mindful. So that's the terminology shift I want to make today for you, is instead of thinking it as stress management, because I think then it feels like one more thing that you have to manage in your life. Mm-hmm. This is more about mindfulness and living in the moment right now, and then in the next moment, one moment at a time. Because as we talked about in our last video, you have everything you need in your life right now. Believe it or not, you have everything that you need. And when you can get in touch with that present moment more often, you will find that to be true. And so I'll just start with a brief quote, which is kind of puts it in perspective. Though we often live unconsciously on autopilot, every one of us can learn to be awake, and it just takes practice. And this was a real insight for me at some point about 10 years ago, when I really started practicing more yoga and meditating more often and working on more mindfulness in my life. I realized that there's a reason they call it practice. Mm-hmm. And that's because your yoga practice, your meditation practice, what you're really doing in that 15 minutes or 20 minutes or 5 minutes or 1 minute or 1 hour, by the way, it doesn't have to be an hour or 90 minutes every time you do it. It's any time. But what you're really trying to do is practice for how you want to live the rest of your life. And I've had people comment to me, clients in particular, who will say, geez, John, every so often you just kind of stop and you take a nice big deep breath and you let it out. And as a challenge to every one of you out there, that would be my challenge to you today, is at least once every hour, stop yourself. Take a big deep breath in and then exhale out, and try to make that out breath 2 or 3 or 4 times as long as the in-breath, and just see how that just changes your perspective right off the bat. You feel?
No, I took that breath, actually, because I tend to get a little uptight about things, and forget to breathe sometimes, for real. I mean, seriously, and to really put that into really thinking about it, actually stopping and thinking and taking a breath, it actually felt really good to do that, to be honest with you. I'm going to do it one more time. Hold on. Because the only time I do that is when the doctor says, let me hear you breathe so I can test your lungs. And then you don't stop to do that.
Doctor does, they never give you enough time. Take a deep breath in. Okay, take another one. And we're breathing all up and on top of our lungs. And actually, that's a good metaphor, because that's what we do in our life.
Exactly.
If you stop yourself, anytime you're feeling anxious or stressed or worked up, just say, am I breathing? And you will find almost 100% of the time that the answer to that question is, No, or if you are breathing, it's all up in your chest and your neck, and you're not grounded. So that big deep breath, and then that out breath is the really, really important part of it. So good. Yeah,
So
it's just a great way to reset things.
I would ask folks, right now, whether listening to this video, to stop and take that breath and really feel what that feels like. Because people always say, take a breath, and it's a saying, but if you really do it, it's pretty powerful.
Right. And that actually is a good lead in to, many people shy away or they're not familiar with yoga or meditation, or it might scare them, or, whatever. But it really is only about breathing. It's just about breathing. That's all it is. So there's no secret, there's no magic way to do meditation. All you have to do is sit or lie down quietly and focus on your breathing. And what you're really trying to do when you practice this mindfulness, to cultivate this mindfulness, is to stop your mind. If you once you start paying attention, we call it watching the watcher. So you're watching and witnessing and becoming more of an observer of the thoughts and the emotions that are running through your mind. Once you start doing that, you'll realize how we are constantly thinking. And anytime you catch yourself worrying, all that's happening is that your mind has latched on to some topic and is taking it 4 steps either into the future or back into the past. And if you can just stop that process, recognize that it's going on, don't judge it, don't judge yourself, don't beat yourself up, and come back to your breathing, come back to the present moment, those processes will stop, and you will feel so much better as a result, and you will start to realize that all those thoughts that are running through your head all day long, that's not who you are. That's not part of your true essence as a human being.
That's really important to know, because for me, my mind always goes 24/7. It just, I feel it never stopping. It doesn't, it's on this topic, that topic, and it's, we say, oh, well, we can multitask. I'm really known for being able to do a lot of things all at once, but I'm not sure that that's really good, because it never stops. I honestly have said, I wish I could just shut it down for a while, but I never turn it off.
Yeah. And that's a great point, Kim, because that's exactly what I'm talking about. And we all get into those modes. In fact, the reason I found this practice 10 years ago, 12 years ago, was that I really needed it. I was racing and running and, very anxious and very ungrounded and feeling like, I need something to help settle me down. And so I found that, and it has helped tremendously. And what I would encourage you to do, you can do all of the things that you want to do in your life and be more mindful, and it's not going to make you any less effective. What I only encourage you to do is just pay attention to one thing at a time, because you're right. The multitasking, I don't believe, is possible. If you're really in the moment, there is no such thing as multitasking. You might be doing one thing in this moment and another thing in the other moment, but it's one moment to the next.
It's true. You can only do one thing at a time. It's very true.
Yeah, right. So that would be a good practice for you, is just to stop yourself and do the breathing, but also while you're doing all of these different things, is just to stop yourself occasionally and say, what am I really focused on right now? Or am I really in the moment? Or am I thinking about the next 6 things I need to do on the membership site to make them better, or whatever it might be?
It's a rapid succession of thought for me. It's okay, I'm doing this, then that, then that. It all feels sometimes like one thought, because it's one to the next, to the next, to the next. Oh, and then that one again and back again. And, as I get older, I know I'm not going to be as able or capable to really keep it all together and do everything well. I just know that, start slowing down. Yeah. So it's really good tips. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and what it really is about is cultivating your inner experience. So whatever's going on inside you, you're trying to cultivate that, the good things. And when you do this, you'll discover the patterns of your mind are not serving you very well. As I said, mindfulness is an inherent quality that can be developed, but you have to cultivate it. And that's what your meditation practice is all about. And the more you cultivate it, the better you'll feel. And that's my second challenge to everybody today is, try 5 minutes a day or 3 minutes a day of just sitting quietly. And as you said, Kim, shutting it off. Just try to shut it off. When you first try to do that, when you first sit down quietly, close your eyes and try to shut it off, guess what's going to happen? You're going to get flooded probably with even more, because all of a sudden you're paying attention to how much is actually there. But over time, every day, as you practice that, it will calm down, it will quiet down. And the best part is you will learn how to shut it off when you need to or when you want to.
Well, this is very, very good, John. I think the breathing and the learning to sort of meditate, and slowing yourself down, and learning how to shut it off, very key factors. And so this is great because, again, we're all in this really busy kind of hustle and bustle and get it all done. And, we're juggling maybe a baby on one arm and trying to put dinner on the table and another, and work, and then play, and Cub Scouts and all the stuff that's going on in our lives, right? And so in our children's lives and so forth. So this is really good. To just kind of the breathing piece was for me the most important one, because I don't stop to do that. Any other last minute tips for us?
I think if I could finish, I would finish with that. Just when all else fails, come back to your breathing and your breath. Pay attention to what's going on with your breathing, because that does a couple of things. As you experienced a few moments ago, it will calm you down, but it will also get you more in touch with how is my body feeling right now. And then what that does is that really gets you in touch with what is it that I need right now in this moment to live healthier, to feel better. Do I need a glass of water? Do I need a piece of fruit? Do I need to go for a walk? Whatever it might be. But as long as you're not mindful and living with more intention, that stuff gets forgotten or ignored or missed. So coming back to the breathing will really get you in touch with what you need in the present moment. And it can really help with chronic pain, anxiety disorders, blood pressure, patients with heart disease, and reducing angina. And if you're having a problem with eating too much, and once you calm yourself down and you get rid of, maybe you're having anxiety or other things, it'll help that as well. It'll help make you feel more centered, and everything goes better from there.
Well, this is great. That's what we all need, is a way to feel a little bit more centered, certainly to get healthier and so forth. I really appreciate you, John, for doing this. I hope that we can sort of make it a series, like maybe once a month or something like that, and give these great tips to our membership. Because really, truly, what you're teaching us, you can be any size, any shape, it doesn't really matter. It all affects us. If we all just practice this, it's all good for no matter where you are in life. And I think it will make us better. So I'm going to take these tips away, and I ask our membership to think about doing the same thing, okay? So thank you so much, very much, for being here with me. And let's make this a regular spot.
I'd like that, Kim. Thanks very much. And can I point out one more thing? Because I
Absolutely.
think this is a good tool for everybody.
Okay.
Zen Habits. ZenHabits.net. There's a blog. He's written a book called Zen Habits as well, Leo Babauta. Start there. Terrific start right there.
It must be an incredible book, because you keep reminding us to do that. So definitely, folks, go ahead and, what was the website again?
It's ZenHabits.net.
Okay, great. John, thank you again.
All right, thanks, Kim.
All righty.